Yikes.
Oh, oh well.
Not
Oh well.
ideal. Yeah.
Celtics lost. I was just looking at the box score and laughing. Um, 6 for 21 for Jason Tatum, 6 for 17 for Kristaps Porzingis, 8 for 26 for Drew Holiday. Yeah, Celtics lose 127-121 to the Memphis Grizzlies. They suffer the first Grizzlies loss, or Jason Tatum suffers the first Grizzlies loss in his life, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Spoonie. I don't really. I honestly, I don't feel bad at all right now. Really,
No,
a little
not at
bit
all.
bad. Little bit, little
Yeah,
bit, little
yeah.
bit, little bit.
Like as far as loss pain goes, this is about as
Yeah,
low on the scale as you can possibly get. Fifth game in 7 nights, sixth game in 9 nights. Horford's not playing. Hauser leaves with an injury, ductor strain. So hopefully he's okay. We played Kata and Luke Cornett together for
not
like
good.
a decent chunk of the game. We shot like complete shit from 30% at the two of those were like when the game was over, but still under 33% from three. And Memphis shot 46% from three. The fact that this was a close game is
Yeah, I don't
probably
even.
more of a highlight of how good the Celtics are. I've been trying to think like, did anyone have a good game? And I think the answer is Peyton Pritchard, and that's it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Shout out RJ for the super chat. Drew just missed another three. Yeah, 4 for 17 from three for Drew Holiday. Joe
Absurd.
closed with Pritchard over Drew, which has happened a couple of times now, and I think that was the right decision. Pritchard did not get loose at all in the fourth quarter after he had his little barrage to kind of get the Celtics the lead there. Another contributing factor: they missed 9 free throws.
Yeah,
That
the
was
game.
that's the game. Like Tatum missed one, KP missed two, Pritchard missing two hurts maybe the most.
Unheard of.
Yeah, like you
Has he
just
ever missed 2 free throws in a game? I mean, he doesn't take a lot, so like
yeah
that's part of it. But like he's usually fucking nails.
yeah yeah, and then the Grizzlies on the other end shot 45.5% from three, and John
Yeah,
Morant went 4 for 6 from three, and Jaren Jackson went 3 for 4 from three. Like we
yeah,
survived it against the Bucks, and we did not survive. Like to survive that type of percentage disparity, even when you get the volume up, it almost worked again. Like
I know.
63 point attempts. I mean, two of those attempts were like very late in the game on the last possession there, but like like the volume still kind of gave you a chance despite shooting that badly. But the free throws, you beat them on the boards. You
Yep.
tied them turnover wise, but 5 games, 7 nights. The legs I can give like Jaylen a break, Derek a break. Tatum played so well last night. It's hard to like get mad at him. I didn't think that Tatum played bad necessarily. Still had 13 boards, still had 9 assists, only one
One
turnover.
turnover.
After getting
Yeah,
into foul trouble with two early, he didn't commit another foul. He was only a -3 of all the starters. He was up. KP was also a +2. So I didn't think that he played a bad game process wise. Just couldn't get any of them to go.
yeah. I think if Tatum's 3 of 10 from three and he's got 23, 13, and 9, we're probably like, damn, Tatum beasted. Like that's a pretty damn good game. He missed some shot. It still wouldn't have been an efficient scoring night for him. Wouldn't have been one of his best games. But like I think that completely kind of changes the narrative about his night if he just makes a couple of wide open threes. And
Yes.
make no mistake, there were many,
Oh,
many wide open threes that they missed. Drew Holiday, especially, they were just leaving him wide open. And I think at one point it got in his head a little bit,
yeah.
which is a shame, but like he's got to keep firing. He has to shoot if he's wide open. And I mean, same goes for Tatum. Same goes for everybody on the team, essentially. So, yeah, I don't think Tatum was bad. Jaylen had a very bizarre game where
Very
I felt
bizarre.
like he was awful for large stretches of this game, but then also was kind of a big part of us making it and keeping it close in the fourth quarter. Like he had a really good fourth quarter. That's just
He
the
was unreal.
Jaylen Just the Jaylen Brown experience on full display. 5 assists, but I think he didn't have one in the fourth quarter, even though he got close a couple times and had a shot block that was kind of a steal. But and then just making some absurd shots. Only took 3 threes, which is kind of crazy. And another 6 assists for him, which is like he's keeping those assist numbers around 5, which he's usually around 3 as an average for his career. So that's at least encouraging. But the turnovers were pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's a bizarre box score. Like if you didn't watch the game, you'd be like, oh, 22 points for Jaylen. Yeah, obviously efficient. 5 turnovers, efficient. That's really good. It was very rough when Jason Tatum was on the bench, and the -17 team worst for Jaylen kind of reflects how he was playing. It felt like at times, and I don't need to be too negative here, but like he's been so good lately. It was a bad stretch for the Celtics. We got some Grizzlies fans in the chat here. Don't want to hear no excuses. Celtics had their full 5. We were missing our best player on the team, Al Horford, who literally would have been perfect for Jaren Jackson.
Yeah,
he was just kind of like a baby Giannis. Sadly, would probably be our best Jaren Jackson defender. But no, Grizzlies played well. Grizzlies earned it, but they went nuts from 3. Celtics, oh man, the Drew Holiday ones hurt the most, I think, because that fucking strategy of leaving Drew Holiday wide open in the corner should not have worked. Yeah, it just shouldn't have worked.
He shot 50% from the corners last year, and then all of a sudden he can't get one to go. Really silly. I thought Jaren Jackson really did affect a lot of shots at the rim, though.
Yeah.
Which means we're even more reliant on making threes. And then so when those aren't going, it just compounds the problems. But just a really stupid, goofy loss. And Grizzlies fans in the chat, you guys have a good team. We like your team. Like, you guys deserve to win this game. But like, also, if the Celtics make 2 more threes, we probably win. So, I don't know. We played really badly, end of 5 of 7, and it was a very close game. So I'm still feeling good about it. Like, I really have no qualms with this loss at all.
Yeah, for ranking losses this year. So what? That's our 5th loss on the season, 19-5. Pace ahead of last season. Pacers overtime loss.
Yeah.
Hawks NBA Cup loss.
That's one.
That's number 1. The Warriors loss really fucking sucked, even though you didn't have Jaylen. You didn't have Jaylen. You didn't have Jaylen, and you lose to the Cavs and the Grizzlies. I think that's 5. And so this is definitely probably ranked 5 of all the losses. The other ones all hurt way more than this one, and that's partly because of the schedule spot for the Celtics. I don't have any misgivings against the Grizzlies. I like their team. They played well. Played well. Defensively, I thought that Jaren Jackson was a monster, as you mentioned, and sure, you had an outlier shooting night, but I'm going to do it to myself. What's the Grizzlies' normal percentage? Oh man, they're 18th.
I bet it's like 37. Yeah,
34.8.
34.
Yeah. That hurts. That hurts.
That's brutal.
That hurts. Just a normal good 40% would have been all we needed.
Just fine. And get us to about 33. We'd really be in business. But and they're a good defense. Like, they have solid personnel defensively to make things difficult on the Celtics in some ways, especially with the C's were just not sharp tonight. And I put it down to, fatigue, being tired, but LaRavia is a pretty damn good defender, honestly. He's got the Hauser thing going on, where teams, you cannot attack him. He's not a weak link defensively. Bane's really solid defensively. I thought Clark was really good tonight for the most part too. And Ja is fucking ridiculous. He just changes, he just plays so fast and he's so relentless that he's just really hard to contain. And then when you add on the fact that it's the 5th game in 7 nights, that's a nightmare matchup, man. You don't want to go against Ja when you got tired legs, bro.
No. This is, man, that dunk that he had
was ridiculous.
Holy shit, dude. The fucking Kristaps, I thought, played great defense for a lot of the night, especially like early. He was like the one guy I thought that there was a ton of plays as well that he like got a block or a stop, and then the ball just bounced directly to a Grizzlies player and they were able to put it back. But he went up to defend Ja, who like fakes the dunk on Kristaps, brings it down, brings it back up,
reverse
it, and he's like, yeah, I'm not dunking this season unless I have to dunk over the 7'3" Latvian dude. Then I guess I can pull it out if I absolutely have to. So like that was sick. Talk about Marcus. He kept us in it.
Yeah, he was a great Celtic, man. He's a longtime Celtic. Like he's still playing for us. Apparently, that was tough to watch, bro. Yeah.
Grizzlies fans in the chat, like, I'm sorry that you've got this version of Marcus Smart. Honestly, because he was really good for us. And I don't know if he's going to be able to work himself into shape or like kind of get some of his athleticism and pop back. But right now, he looks like a shell of himself physically. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of like Kyle Lowry 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, dude. Maybe honestly.
Oh no, it can't go that far.
I know,
but maybe 2 seasons where they're just him, Chris Paul, and Kyle Lowry have their shared nonsense stuff that they do, and the older they got, the more they started to lean into that aspect of their game, and he's really leaning into that aspect of his game a lot more tonight, which is not a good sign. But that was kind of a bummer. If the Grizzlies were going to win a game, I would have liked for it to come against a really good Marcus Smart game, because then it would have been like you would have given him an ovation at the end of the game. But he played like 19 minutes tonight. It was not a Marcus game.
And he was fucking bad, dude. Like at one point he was their team worst plus minus. Yeah, ended team worst plus minus -10. Only him and Santi Aldama were in the negatives. Oh, and Jalen Wells, who's a nice little player too. I like Jalen Wells a lot. But yeah, Jay Huff splashing threes, and that's what he does. But he had a step back in the corner at one point. It's like, come on, man. So I don't know. I'm not sure how much more there is to really say about this one, Jake, to be honest. I mean, is there anybody in particular you want to hit?
Well, this is like, so Cornette didn't play yesterday. He ended up playing 9 minutes tonight. Like I would have liked more from Cornette, man.
Yeah.
Like he had a couple of he had the almost put back where he got the ball in one hand and just missed it. Couple of like fumbling of the balls, just like, I forget, he almost had a dunk, or like he should have had a dunk. We just didn't get aggression from him, and it was and it was there for him to impact the game, and we got like the soft Cornette tonight.
Yeah, we got the Lucas Cornette instead of Luke Cornette. You know, like we did not get the mean Cornette. And it's true because he just had a really awesome game. I think it was against Detroit where he had a really awesome game too. So you're hoping like he's coming in trying to impact the game, and we just needed somebody to body up Jaren Jackson Jr. And like that's not a great matchup for Luke, but when he did have to go against Jaren Jackson Jr., he got absolutely fried. He got cooked, dude, and it was so bad. So, and if he's getting cooked defensively and isn't giving you the positive Luke Cornetti things offensively, there's just not like this is not the game for him then. But we're missing Horford, so it's got to be the game for somebody. And like Kata was actually, I thought, really solid until the fourth quarter.
Correct,
and then it was over. It was bad.
Ended up a +3, but. Yeah. Jackson was just dusting him possession after possession. He wasn't even touching the rim on all those quarters. He was awesome tonight. Like, again, like it definitely has to do with me liking this team. I like Jackson, Clark, Bain, Morant, obviously Smart, Aldama, like really a cool player. A player that I always see thrown around by other teams as trade targets. And I'm like, there's no way they're trading Santi Aldama. Legitimately good, like fours, like good, and they're a classic 4, 6'9", 6'10", can shoot, dribble, pass, and defend. They're not letting that guy go. Tillman's a good point in the chat here. It would have been a fucking great time for Xavier Tillman to be able to play at the level that he has played at historically. But I don't know that's probably one of the weirdest parts of the season.
Yeah, what is going? First of all, Lucas, I really meant no offense with the Luke Cornett Lucas thing. Of course, it's the comment from Lucas. Thank you for listening and contributing in the
Yeah.
chat. Yeah, man, like it just is so bizarre. I wonder if Joe is playing it like very specific matchups where we see Tillman, because it's like once a week, if that sometimes. But when
Yeah.
he plays, it seems like he gets some real run. I don't know if it's the injury thing or he doesn't look totally right. Like he doesn't look totally
I
in
agree.
shape, maybe. So maybe that's part of it too. So I'm not really sure what's going on with Tillman. And then like so this seemed like the perfect game for him to just like body up Jaren Jackson Jr. and stay in front of him, because that was Kata's problem. Is Jaren Jackson Jr. was getting into his chest, moving him, and then going up for the floater, and it was nothing but net every time. So I would have liked to see, and like if you're running double bigs, like at least Tillman can occasionally make a corner three. Luke and Kata are never going to shoot those, so you at least have like maybe a little bit of more spacing with Tillman out there. I don't know. It is really bizarre what's going on with him.
Yeah, and just like these types of matchups are, when you would need him. Oh, we got a Cavs fan in the chat here. Congratulations on your cute little regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're there. The second round ceiling, I think, is what we can expect from you guys.
Yeah. Good luck losing to the Bucks in the second round.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think it's like more likely that they don't make the conference finals than they do make the conference finals. But
Probably.
Mobley shot 6 for 8 from 3. Congratulations, you beat the Hornets today. Very
huge
impressive.
win.
Huge win. You guys, the Cavs are having an insane shooting season. Like when that comes back down to earth, it probably happens in the playoffs. It's going to be like, oh man, Isaac Okoro is not Isaac Okoro is not a 45% 3-point shooter. Evan Mobley is not a 40% 3-point shooter. Who could have seen this coming? Darius Garland can't guard consistently for a playoff series. But hey, talk your shit. You're the 1 seed and you're having a great season. But I expect it to come back down to earth at some point. But this was an annoying loss. Celtics are 19-5. They got 4 days off now. And I think that's not really too much more to say about this game, really.
Yeah.
Celtics played. They fought. I will give it to them. They didn't have the legs, but they were like getting to loose balls. They were like getting some offensive rebounds, like 15 offensive rebounds to the Grizzlies 11. That's, you love to see that. You turned the ball over a lot yourself, but you also
turned them over.
Turned them over 14 times as well. But
hey,
you lose some games, Spoony. You're going to lose some games. Here's what it is.
Hey, if you win 60, you still lose 22, right? So, like, we're fine. No big deal. Great win, Grizz. They're a good team. They're an interesting team. So, hey, on to the next one. We get to play we play in the Pistons next. So, we'll probably get back on track on Thursday.
Pistons beat the Wizards tonight. Pistons beat the Knicks tonight by double digits, which is fun. And then the Wizards beat the Nuggets. And like comfortably too, with Nikola Jokic having like a 50-point triple double, which is crazy. So you do enjoy seeing that. Slightly helpful for the Jason Tatum MVP season. 6 for 21 nights aren't helping you though, Jason.
Not
Tatum,
ideal.
Despite 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 turnover. Very impressive. Other than that, but is what it is.
Yeah. Hey, if I was a Nuggets fan, I would be losing my fucking mind over this team with the way Jokic is playing, and then they lose. I would lose my mind over this. Like, it's nice having a GM that keeps your guys on a championship roster. So that's very much appreciated, Brad Stevens.
Yes. Thank you for paying the luxury tax, Wick, and stealing that credit card. But we'll no late night tonight. We figure with 4 days off, we've got a ton of time. We'll talk about this game tomorrow a little bit, and we'll just zoom out a little bit, talk about the Celtics, talk about the Cavs potentially tomorrow. Tom Lynch, if you want us to swing by again tomorrow. But we'll zoom out, talk about the rest of the East and the rest of the NBA, I think, tomorrow, Spoonie, which will be fun, and do a normal pod with you, which will be
been
great.
A while.
Yeah. Because you're back. All right, everybody. Good to see you. Like the stream before you get out of here, especially you, Tom Lynch. Don't you fucking leave without pressing the like button. All right? You come in here with your trolls. I didn't ban you. I let you stay. I appreciate the shit talk. Make sure you like the stream, everyone. Good to see you. Till next time. Go Celtics.